So out of the box, we have Broly in all his legendary glory. Let's see how tall he is. To about the top tallest spike of his hair, I would say he's about 9.5 inches tall. Here are some of the relevant size comparisons. Here are some even more relevant size comparisons. I don't have a Super Saiyan Vegeta, so Ultra Ego you get. Alright, so kicking things off with his Broly's aesthetic. It's a pretty good looking figure, however I definitely have some issues with it. And it all has to do with the upper torso, or the upper half of the figure rather. Now let's look at it. First off, why my man Trap so flat? Like, this throws off the look of the figure by a lot. And maybe it's just me, but it doesn't make the figure look good. And then let's compound that with his neck kind of like, it starts off sort of thick at the base, but as it gets closer to the face, it gets kind of skinny. I'm guessing these are both the flat traps and the skinny neck at the top is for engineering purposes, but I'm sure they can do better now. Like, it looks real funny. And, you know, I think it almost exaggerates even more, you know, because he a big body, small head ass boy. Say it to his face. Nah, I'm good. And but besides that, I would say that his legs and the lower half of his body, his robe and everything, painted exquisitely. Shading on the robe, very subtle, but it works. Shading on the pants, less subtle, but it makes it pop even more, the sculpt of and the wrinkles of the pants. And don't even get me started on the gold on the boots. It looks amazing. The blue pearl color, I don't even know if that's, yeah, that bluish metallic paint, amazing. Looks exquisite. Chef's kiss. Mwah. Same can be said for the gauntlets. Now I will say that the skin itself could be used some work in terms of the paint, but it's not a big deal except for on the chest. Like on the biceps and the arms, there's a little subtle shading there, but you know, what are you gonna do? You can't have it all. His necklace painted to perfection. All the gold paint looks awesome. I can't say that enough. Now, overall, I would say I'll try to keep in mind that, and I think you should keep in mind as the viewer that this is an older figure, but it's not indicative of what they can do now, which is why I'm hoping that they do redo this figure. Preferably, I would like it if they use the Fighters model, Fighters model as a reference. But you know, what are you gonna do? Moving on. For accessories, Broly does not come with a whole lot, and I would say that is such the curse of being a larger figure in the S.h.figuarts line. You do not get a whole lot of accessories, but kicking it off with the faceplates, you get the mean-looking neutral expression, you get the yelling face, and of course you get the evil smirking face. That is all you get for the faceplates. Moving on to the hands, of course you get the standard, you know, fist hands. Then you get the open palm, kind of grabby hands. Then you get the fully open palm hands. But you get a little bit more. We get 3 of his energy blasts, which I think is a reference to those 3 energy blasts that he fired off at the end of Broly's Second Coming. Before the Son Goku family hit him with that. And last but not least, he comes with a stand. Some assembly required. That's something that you don't see with S.h. It's been a while since I've seen something like that. A stand come with the figure in S.h.figuarts line? It's been a minute. But that about does it for the accessories. So with all this being said, is Broly worth tracking down and, you know, buying them? That's a resounding nope. You about to spend $300 on this? Not to say that it's not a good figure. It is a good figure, especially when it's bought at its original price point. But this is not a figure. It's very few figures that cost $300 that I could recommend at that price point. So let's go through the ratings real quick. Articulation, I give him 8 out of 10. It's solid, especially considering since he's a bigger character. Accessories, I guess 8 out of 10. That's a generous 8 out of 10. I'll say that. Only because he got a stand, and not many S.h.figuarts figures come with stands nowadays. From at least the ones that I buy. And for aesthetic, the aesthetic I think is actually the weakest part of the figure. So, man, it's good for. Okay, let me say this. The aesthetic is good for when it came out, but by today's standards, it's kind of mediocre. So I'm gonna go 7.5 out of 10. But all that being said, like I said, should you track this figure out and get it? No. $300, $200 plus on this guy. I actually got a follow-up video to this. So after I finish watching this, the next video I have should be up within either that same day or the next day. Peace out.